Yo, 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 what's going on? It's Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. This one is actually more so somebody asked me a question about the 2014 Nationals. And it was, is as far as Nationals go, this is probably one of the best. Y'all, excuse me, I'm always itching. But this is one of the best Nationals that I had ever seen as far as two dogs being head-to-head competition. Um, on one side of it, you have Sweet and Low, and Sweet and Low, in my opinion, is the second best female of all times. I would put Hallie as the first. I would put Sweet and Low right there as far as just overall complete. I can kick the boy's ass. She's an amazing dog. You know what I mean? And like I say, I'm biased with Hallie, but very very complete, just big beautiful bitch. And she was there and had blown through everything as far as a female. She just blew through everything that year. Then you had Ruger. Ruger owned by old Fernando. And I tell you what, this when you talk about Ruger, Ruger had a hell of a year. Ruger had already won the RKC Nationals, which those who don't know what that is the Remy Line Kennel Club Nationals. Now Ruger, and I know some of y'all gonna tell me put up pictures of him. Y'all gonna have to look him up because my skills have not gotten good enough yet to add pictures to videos. I'm working on that as I sit here. I'm working on it. I promise you. But Ruger, just an incredible, fun, beautiful dog. I had the chance to check out both of them. I'd actually seen Sweet and Low before I saw Ruger. And at this show, what had happened is, as I've told y'all, Ruger had dominated all year. Now, this is where the controversy comes in at. As y'all know, with the ABKC, they never like to see anybody compete elsewhere. It had already been a big issue. It was like, I don't understand these rivalry things, but an ABKC judge was actually picked to do the RKC Nationals, and that became a big thing with the Remy Line Kennel people. They really didn't like anybody who competed ABKC, and it seems like that the feelings was mutual, because when Ruger came to this show, now I'm telling y'all this, me and Donald Holmes are friends. I love Sweet and Low, but at this point in time, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Having Sweet and Low at the Nationals was the best possible scenario for the ABKC. This is why. To be honest with you, there was not a dog on the face of the earth that was going to beat Ruger. Just period. As far as an American Bully go. I put hands on this dog actually at the show before he entered the ring. And as y'all know, I'm like an asshole judge. I'm going to find something wrong with your dog. I promise you. You put it in front of me. If it's a toenail, I'm going to find it. I looked over Ruger for about 10 minutes. Fernando sent me over there. He said, go look at him. And he had this smirk on his face, so I already knew, okay. I looked at the dog for 10 minutes. I went back to Fernando and I told Fernando the dog's feet is too big. That was just me being an asshole. There wasn't nothing wrong with that dog. Man, when I tell y'all the tail was on point, the measurements of the tail was on point, beautiful top line, great angulation, great rear angulation, like a picture-perfect American Bully head. As you talk about the shape, the cheeks, I'm looking at the dog. If this was a math equation, it would have been 100% because the chest to the back to the rear, everything fit. This dog was just absolutely amazing. He was big. His coat was immaculate and shiny. This was just, honestly, I can tell you in 20 plus years, he could pretty much go against any dog and win on a given day. Now, that's not to say he's the greatest American Bully ever, but like I said, you can put Ruger up there with the best, and I mean the best. You can put him in there with Hallie. You can put him in there with Paco. You can put him in there with Master Shifu. We can go down the line, and he could get right in the ring with the best of them. And he, show dog wise, not preference, but just show dog wise, he was perfect. Well, on that day, as I've told y'all, it was a history making day because Sweet and Low was there. Now, when you talk about a dog, like I say, I would have her ranked as the second best female of all time. So on this day of showing, I watched them both, and it was one of those things where the whole crowd sort of expected Ruger to win. I'm standing on the sideline, and I'm sort of knowing that Sweet and Low is going to win for one very big reason. It was no way in hell that Ruger was going to win ABKC Nationals after he had won RKC Nationals. And I know y'all thinking what I'm thinking. That's way unfair. And it really is unfair. But I'm telling y'all, from the time he stepped in that building, Fernando should have known he was not going to win that show. You know, I know Dave. I know the ABKC. Where they put Fernando's booth at was off in the corner. Literally, he was up by the door. He was off on the corner. You know, I had a whole row, 10 down booths. I know they with this being the best dog, when they want something to happen, that dog should have been front and center. From the very get-go, you know, it was bad business. You know, they were shit talking about how Fernando wasn't this and Fernando wasn't that. And, you know, when they hit the ring, I looked at the judging, and I'm going to tell you, one of the big things is they said that Ruger traveled to the side a little bit, which was possible. I didn't see it, but it was possible. But the reason I could tell you I didn't see it, I had a side view. I didn't have a direct view. Now, I tell you one thing that I did see with Sweet and Low is that Sweet and Low at that time, and some people have pictures of it, Donald was stacking her, and maybe don't think he recognized it, but he stacked her in a way where her feet was slightly up under her. And she's a big girl. Both of these are big dogs. I mean, literally, these are some big ass dogs. So she could have been tired. But from the side shot and the shot that the side shot that what the judge had, it looked like Sweet and Low was slightly. When I tell y'all slightly, you have to nitpick when you're talking about two great dogs. It looked like she was slightly easty westy. I mean, sorry. Y'all, forgive me. Slightly higher in the rear. Now, you know, this is from a side view. We're all sitting there, and I'm actually there with a couple judges, and a couple of the judges picked it out and was like, yeah, Donald needs to pull her back a little bit. Now, from seeing these two dogs at this point in time, it was a coin flip. My vote would have went to Ruger, you know, and Sweet and Low would have been slightly, and it would have been that thing. But keep in mind, my vote was going off the fact that I didn't see if he was sort of leaning one way or the other, and that could come from whoever was handling, pulling his leash and making his head lean to one side. It can make him travel sideways. So that was the big thing. But I would have picked the dog, but with the controversy that went there, for those who say that was a controversy, I'm going to tell you like this. It just worked out great for the ABKC on that day. A lot of people thought that year was all Ruger's year, but, you know, they got saved by possibly one of the greatest females there. I've gotten this question 3 or 4 times. Yes, I would have picked Ruger by a millimeter. You know what I mean? But picking Sweet and Low for that championship in 2014 was not a bad thing. These was two of the greatest dogs of all time. This is what an American Bully should be about. When you have two dogs on that level competing against each other for that championship, you probably, I won't say we'll never see it again. Hopefully we will. That'll mean people step their games up. But you literally seen probably the best female-male matchup that you will ever see in the ring, you know. And that's a great thing for the breed, and hopefully we get back to that. But, you know, the controversial part never comes, and if you ever hear anybody talk about it, it never comes from the fact that Sweet and Low won. The controversy comes from the fact that many people believe that it was pre-decided that Ruger would not win, with a lot of the trash talking that was going on and with him being over at the RKC. But in my opinion, I know this is a long video, I'm going to tell y'all that was one of the greatest things. And if you have a chance to look them up, you know, you can look up Ruger. Raging Bulls Ruger. That's his kennel name. I just remembered it. And you can look up old Sweet and Low. I think I don't know what Donald Holmes owns Sweet and Low. You'll be able to find her by that, but I think it's only one Sweet and Low. It should be only one Sweet and Low, as bad as that bitch is. I love them both. It was a pick 'em on as far as that. The only controversy comes in the fact that they greatly believe that Ruger was going to lose the show. I believe that too. He was never going to win that show. You know, the ABKC has never been friendly towards dogs that compete other places. But until next time, y'all, much love. Peace.